This will be the last talk of this year's convention. Not to put pressure on our next speaker, but he needs to motivate us for the coming year. And this man has enough motivation and inspiration in him to get us that excited. He's been in the business for 20 years, and he told me, Mahan, this is my halfway point. I am just getting ready for 20 more years. His organization is part of the Millennium Group, but he's been in every facet of this business. 1988, he was a Green Star. 1989, he was an award winner with 774 enrollments. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Mr. John Rodgers.
Good morning and thank you. It is truly an honor to be on this stage for a couple reasons. Reason number one, and for all the Green Stars and for everybody who is here who's been in the business for 3 years or less, could you just kind of applaud? Where are you? The first thing I want to tell everybody who's new in this business is that this is a great business. My wife Colleen and I are raising 5 kids in this business as a result of this business. We've had the opportunity to travel with them. We've had the opportunity to go on neat trips. We've had the opportunity to build 2 new homes. You can achieve your financial dreams right here in Dale Carnegie Training. The second reason that I'm honored to be and sharing this stage today is, as was stated, that this June, I will be starting my 21st year in this business. And I couldn't help but think back. Peter Handel mentioned, then and now. Well, as Jerry Wilson said, he remembered his first week, and I'm sure most of us do. I remember that my trainer, Bob Spinazzola, and I'm sitting in that meeting back in the early summer of 1988, and man, that guy knew everything. I thought if I could just open his head and somehow dump his knowledge, how could I help but be successful in this business? But I was all fired up and so excited. I remember the last day after 2 weeks in Pittsburgh and going through all these different tracks, Bob saying to us, okay, listen, John, next week you're going to be out in your very first promotion. And we have great confidence in you, but remember, if you forget everything I just said, if you'll just walk into companies, say you're John Rodgers with Dale Carnegie, who do I need to talk to? We have a class getting started. I go, oh, Bob. No, I'm armed with all kinds of, stuff in my mind. I'm going to be great. I can't wait to get out there. And so out I went. Third day. I'm walking into companies going, hi, my name is John Rodgers. I'm with Dale Carnegie, and we have a class getting started. And of course, the receptionist said, please have a seat. And I remember in my third day, it was somewhere in the morning, I was thinking, gosh, it's got to be lunchtime. And I'm sitting down, and I'm kind of waiting for things to happen, and I'm reading Sports Illustrated because that's important. After all, I have to keep up on the Penn State, what's happening. So anyway, I'm reading Sports Illustrated, and all of a sudden, I look over my magazine, and there's 2 shiny shoes in front of me. I go, oh boy. And I look up, and here's this gentleman. I'll never forget him for the rest of my life. He said, hello, sir. My name is Bren Kindlesberger. I'm the president. And my mouth dropped, and I stood up and said, hello, sir. And I forgot everything. He looked at me and said, would you like to come to my office? Yes, sir, thank you. Now, my mom taught me that. So now I'm following him back, and I'm going into this office, and he's a little short guy. He's wearing a green suit. I'll never forget it, and I have no idea. And then I remembered one other important thing. I remember Bob telling us, whatever you do, when you walk into an executive office, never comment about the fish on the wall. I said, all right, good. I turned around, and what do I see in the wall? The biggest swordfish I've ever seen in my life. First words out of my mouth. Sir, did you catch that thing? He kind of looked at me and said, no, it was in my office when I got here. So I sat down. He said, I hear there's a Dale Carnegie class coming. I go, oh, yes. Mom taught me that. Oh, yes. He goes, well, my problem is I have about 12 managers I want to send, but I don't know what to tell them. Do you guys have something? Could you come in and kind of give them an overview? I go, oh, yes, sir. Mom again taught me that. And then he said, what my problem is, would it be okay if I would sit on the workshop? Oh, yeah, that would be fine, too. And then so we set the workshop, and then he said, well, how's next Tuesday look for you? I opened my day timer. I'm wide open. I got nothing going next week. Your time's my time. Well, we set the workshop, 12 enrollments. And the point is, if you have the right attitude and the enthusiasm, you're willing to do the right activity, anybody can do this business if you put your mind to it. Two months later, I got really sophisticated. I was in my third promotion outside of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And this is the best day of my life because Mr. Spinazzola, you know, my trainer, and he's still probably the smartest guy I know, he's coming to spend the day with me. I said, whoo, this will be exciting. Could you imagine what he'll be able to sell? So Bob met me very early in the morning, and I had an appointment set up for 9 o'clock or 8:30 with Harry Fulton. Harry Fulton was a plant manager, one of the largest companies in Williamsport, and I'm just thinking, man, now forget about enrollments and teens. We're talking private classes. Must be, because after all, Bob Spinazzola's going to be with me. So I picked Bob up early, and we're driving. As we're driving over the bridge to come to this company, Bob says to me, John, now, you know, one of the critical factors in sales is pre-approach. I go, oh, yeah, that's good, that's good. Well, John, what do they do? I had no idea. But I wasn't going to let on. No. I can think of my feet. I'm a Carnegie guy. I said, well, Bob, they make ceiling tiles. I mean, after all, who cares? I mean, they have people, they have salespeople, they have managers. What does the product matter? Let's not let that get in the way. Yeah, they make ceiling tiles. So we get in and we get ushered into Mr. Fulton's office, and I said, Harry, glad to be here. John Rodgers said, this is Bob Spinazzola. He's the area vice president of sales, and he's just traveling with me today. Bob goes, wow. Harry, I was noticing the fine ceiling tiles that you have in this. And Harry's going, what? Why do you like them? Well, they're shiny, they're lined up right. We didn't get classes, but we still walked away with a workshop and 7 enrollments. Again, my point is, you don't have to have it all right. As Jerry Wilson said, if you have a commitment and you have the right attitude and you have enthusiasm and you're willing to commit to the right activity, you can be successful in this business beyond your wildest dreams.